Hello friends, in this session we will discuss about the specific energy diagram or specific energy curve or energy depth relation in rectangular channel. So let us see the Bernoulli equation first. We know the Bernoulli equation or total head or energy is sum of your kinetic energy, potential energy and your pressure energy. That is called your Bernoulli equation. Same in the open channel, water will flow from the lower elevation to higher elevation or from the high to lower section. So same thing represented here. So this is your channel bed. So same thing represented channel bottom you can call. And with respect to your datum, with respect to an elevation or datum, you can say that is the section at 1 and section at 2. This is the datum. And the water is flowing in this condition, so it have some pressure energy. So we can write the pressure is the density, gravity, height. So this energy in terms of your head, that is your P by density into gravity. And this water is flowing from the high to lower with some velocity. So this also have some energy. So that is called your kinetic energy. This kinetic energy can be represented in terms of V square by the 2G. But in this open channel on the water surface, the pressure is equals to your atmospheric pressure. And due to the wind shear, the velocity will be changed or disturbed. In this condition, we need to add some correction. So that we need to multiply that correction with respect to this coefficient. We call the energy coefficient or Coriolis coefficient we should write. So in this condition, now if we sum up these three energies, that potential energy in terms of your with respect datum Z and pressure energy, that is your Y cos theta, and kinetic energy, that is the alpha V square by the 2G. This alpha is the correction factor. Channel having some theta. Okay, some that's called your bed has some elevation or angle, that is called your theta. So in this condition, this depth can be written as Y cos theta. So D is the written as Y cos theta. So this head, okay, this head is written as your Y cos theta. But for the channel having the theta very small or below the 1 degree or 0 degrees, in this condition, this theta, so the slope of this bed is very small, or assume that very small slope with respect to your horizontal. So in this condition, this theta is 0 and there is no such disturbance, okay, due to the wind shear or any other aspect ratio. In this condition, the alpha also assume 1. So in this condition, this equation will becomes like this. So this is very simply your Bernoulli equation. Okay, so this energy can say that elevation and your pressure and your kinetic head or kinetic energy. So this is the called Bernoulli equation. But now, so specific energy tell us that elevation or potential energy neglected, and this datum is taken as your bottom of your channel section. Take this datum as your channel bottom. In this condition, Z is eliminated or Z will become similar to your channel bottom. So in this condition, we can say that this is called the remaining equation will become your specific energy. So this is called your specific energy. So now let us see the definition of the specific energy. The specific energy is defined as the energy per unit weight of the water. So all the terms, so in this Bernoulli equation are you are in terms of your weight of the water. So that is the unit weight of your water. With respect to channel bottom, with respect to your channel bottom means the datum is shifted upward, okay, or close to your channel bottom. So remaining are the two energies. What is those? Only the pressure energy, or in terms of head, that is your pressure head, and your velocity or kinetic energy or your velocity head, that is the V square by the 2G. So this is the sum of these two, pressure energy and your kinetic energy or velocity head. So that is the, if the datum coincide with your channel bed at cross section, the resulting expression is known as your specific energy, or the specific energy is the curve which variation in the energy with respect to depth. So now we will draw the curve, so that with respect, if you change this depth, so what happening in the velocity, if you change in the velocity, so what happening in the depth. So we will draw the curve. That curve will shows the specific energy curve. So now if you see this equation, so this is called your specific energy curve or relation. Energy is sum of your pressure energy and kinetic energy. So now we know that this velocity in terms of a discharge, because the water is flowing in this channel. Okay, I want to measure the discharge. I know the area and depth of the flow. So for a rectangular channel, so assume this is the channel rectangular having the depth of water y and width of the channel is b. So what is the area of this? B into y. Discharge equal area into velocity. So now area is the b into depth and velocity. So now in this condition, can I write this equation for a given discharge? For a given discharge, the energy or specific energy become like this. And if you simplify this equation, you will get this. And now we know that suppose take the rectangular channel like this of your y and having the total width, that is a b. Now take this width, unit width. Assume this width is suppose 10 meters. The b is your 10 meter. Now for unit width means width at 1 meter. So now in this 1 meter, what is the discharge variation? Or for a given depth y, for a 1 meter, that is called unit width. So in this condition, we can write the discharge by your weight. We can call this specific discharge. Okay, that is your discharge per unit width. So small q is the discharge per unit width in terms. So this equation will become like this. This energy is function of your depth of water flow in this channel. So that is y, and geometry. Geometry means that is but your width and depth, that is your y, and the discharge q. For a given constant discharge, energy is function of only your cross section area, means that is geometry, and your discharge, how much volume of water is flowing in this rectangular channel. We can write this equation in two ways. So one is your this total energy E is function of your y, and E is function of your q square by 2g v square. So let us see this equation how we can draw in your x-axis and y-axis. Take the x-axis as a specific energy and y-axis your depth, that is your y. So case 1. So E versus your q square by 2g y square. See, this is for given discharge, q is constant or small q, that is your discharge per unit width is constant. So in this condition, the variation of this energy, how the energy will variation, this energy will variation with respect to given depth, because q is constant. So the E inversely proportional to your v. So in this condition, this equation will become, or this curve will become like cubic parabola. Curve will gives from this relation 1. Okay, and second thing is your E versus y or depth. So this is a E versus depth. So for a same condition, the q or discharge per unit width also be constant in this condition. So if E increases or energy increases, depth also be increases. So this will form a straight line with respect to your horizontal or obstacle with 45 degrees. Now combine these two equations, combine these two cases 1 and 2, that is nothing but your specific energy. So this is your case 3, and this curve will form. Okay, like A to B, this curve will form A to B. So this is called your specific energy curve. This is sum of your pressure energy and kinetic energy. So in this condition, what will the variation of energy with respect to change in discharge, what is happening in the energy with respect to change in depth? So we will study or important of your specific energy curve or specific discharge between energy and discharge relation. Take the any point, take the point here and draw the line towards your y-axis toward depth. So now this is the, tell us your kinetic energy or your v square by the 2g, and this is your pressure energy. So now here sum of this y1 plus v1 square by 2g at point p1 is called your energy 1. So in this x-axis, so this is your E1, or we can write this E1 at the up section. So now the water is flowing from the upstream to downstream. Like take this structure spillway. So the water is flowing from upstream to downstream. So that at upstream we call that is subcritical section, or this called your upper limb. So this is called your subcritical zone or subcritical condition. And water is flowing downward. So downward section is called your supercritical section. The same point on your downstream or downside or lower limb, that's called your supercritical zone or supercritical flow or supercritical section. So that is at point 2, that is your P2. So here also same. So up to here. So this is called your V square by the 2G. So this is called your kinetic energy, and so this is called your pressure energy or pressure head. So in this condition, depth is y2 and here the depth is y1. When you move, so similar, if you take this point here, the both draw the straight line, and here the energy. So energy at this P1 is E1 and energy at P2 also E2. So at this condition in the x-axis, this energy E1 and E2 are same. So same thing, if also for a given depth, if you come downside, so if you take this upside, so here also a depth, this one, and depth, this is also V2. So in this condition, energy is same. So this, for a given energy, for a same energy, there are we can say that 2 points, these 2 depths, that is your y1 and y2. These are called your alternative depths. These are called your alternative depth. So that is simply we can say that for a given specific energy, or for a same specific energy, there are 2 possible depths. That is your one is your y1 at upstream and y2 at downstream. So this is called your 2 alternative depths. So now when this depth, both depth here y1 and a downstream section in y2 will meet or coincide or meet at same, so this is called your critical zone, where the minimum specific energy in this condition depth is yc. That is called your critical depth. So here the velocity is your critical velocity. So same thing. So this is the condition, and take the base like the straight line draw, and the upper zone, this zone, entire zone will call your upstream zone, that is called subcritical zone, and below this zone is your supercritical zone. So now where the energy is minimum, okay, where the energy is minimum, that is called a specific energy is minimum. So that is called your critical flow condition. In this condition or at critical depth, the flow is called your critical flow, and depth is called critical depth, and velocity is called your critical velocity, and energy is called your critical energy. And in this condition at the critical depth, the Froude number, that is a ratio of the inertial by the gravity, is equal to 1. So in this condition, the flow is called your critical flow. This is concept of your specific energy. Now one of the question asked in the examination, at this critical point or at critical depth, so what is the ordinates of your specific energy? So now you know the at this condition the depth is an x-axis, that is specific energy. This specific energy here, that is a 3/2 yc. So we will discuss what is the 3/2 into yc in upcoming slides. Okay, this is called your critical depth or critical section. If you see this diagram, so now whatever this upstream section or upstream side, that is called your subcritical zone. And after the critical zone, below the critical zone, so this is called your critical zone. This entire section is called your critical zone. So where the flow is changing from the subcritical to supercritical, and below this structure, after the structure, the flow will very high, or speed of this flow is very high, because the reduction in cross section. So in this condition, the speed will increases. So that is the velocity also increases. So this is called your supercritical flow. So now let us see all these terminologies in terms of your definitions. So that is alternative depth. For any value at the same point, as I told you, the specific energy other than critical depth, there are 2 depths. One is your depth greater than your critical depth at upstream side, that is your subcritical flow, and depth lesser than your critical depth, that is downstream side, that is called your supercritical flow. And these are the 2 called your alternative depths. So one is the depth, okay, depth above the critical depth and depth below the critical depth. So these are the upstream side, that is called your subcritical flow. So that is your one depth, and below critical depth, that is called your supercritical flow. So that is called lower limb. So these are the 2 conditions or 2 depth will form for a same specific energy. Next to minimum specific energy. Minimum specific energy means that is at a critical depth, where the depth y1 and y2 are the same, and that is the called your minimum specific energy. In this condition, this minimum specific energy 3/2 yc. The proof is given in the next slide. Please go through once. In this condition, for a given discharge, the specific energy is increased for a different between your 2 alternate depths. If you see the curve, now if you going toward this direction, toward the right, So now here the specific energy is increases. So the depth y1 and this is the depth y2. So we going take this point here. So here the depth is y1 and y2 here. So now when we going toward this direction or in the x-axis, the specific energy is increases, but discharge also be increases. If E is decreases, the difference between y2 minus y will decreases. When the E equal to it, that is your critical depth. So in this condition, two depths will be merged at the point of C. Same thing we discussed now just now. For a no value of y, no value of the depth can be obtained when the E lesser than critical depth. That means the energy lesser than your critical energy. So in this condition, so there is a no flow possible after the energy lesser than your critical energy. As the discharge increases, specific energy curve moves right since the specific energy increases with the discharge. Same thing we discussed just now. The critical depth is the depth of the flow where the specific energy is minimum, okay, for a given discharge. And in this condition, the Froude number is equals to 1. So the proof also given here. Okay, now, so also this critical depth can be written in different equations than YC. Okay, in terms of discharge or in terms of your discharge per unit width or in terms of your top width or geometry. So this is the area or top width will called your geometry, means the dimensions of your rectangular area. This equation will mainly tell us the critical flow condition will depends on only your channel geometry. So that is your channel geometry and your discharge, not any other parameters such as your bed slope and roughness. To differentiate the specific energy equation with respect to y, and the specific energy should be equate with 0, and you will get the equation. At the critical depth, the Froude number is 1. So that Froude number is, we know that inertial force by the gravity force, and we can write V by root G D, where D is the hydraulic depth, that is the ratio of area by top width. So the Froude number written in terms of hydraulic depth. And simplify this equation, this equation with respect to your depth, and you will get this Froude number 1. You can conclude this. At the critical depth, the specific energy should be minimum and Froude number is 1. At the critical depth, what is the velocity? That is the critical velocity. The velocity equation can be written in this condition. And the next one is your supercritical flow and subcritical flow. The flow above the critical depth is called your subcritical flow, and the flow below the critical depth is called supercritical flow. So let us see the in details. A supercritical section at downstream. So that is here. So in the downstream section, okay, here the velocity will higher because the area is reduced and water will move from the high to low and with the high speed. So in this condition, kinetic energy is more as compared to pressure energy, and the depth of the flow. See the depth of the flow. See this depth of the flow always lesser than your critical depth. So that is, and velocity always more than your critical velocity, and the flow velocity always more than your celerity. So we'll discuss what is the meaning of celerity now. And also the Froude number is more than your 1. Celerity means when the water will move in the from upstream to downstream, so the back wave will create, okay, like this. So when water is moving, so due to the jump, the back wave or disturbance will create, that is called your C is the root of your GD. Okay, we know the Froude number is equal to velocity by the root GD. So here the C is the root of GD. This, due to the gravity, this phenomenon may take place. That's called your celerity. Okay, so in this condition, this supercritical flow section also called the upstream controlled flow. And next one is your at upper section, that is called your subcritical flow. So this subcritical flow quite opposite to supercritical flow. So that is the flow of the depth in this condition more than your critical depth. So here the depth is this much, and at this depth this one y1. So this depth is always more than your critical depth, that is and velocity always lesser than the critical velocity, because water is flowing due to only gravity, okay, or due to the weight of the water. Only water will flow due to elevation and gravity difference. So here the water will, velocity of this water will slow, and the flow velocity always lesser than your celerity, and in this condition Froude number should be lesser than the 1. Subcritical flow is also called your downstream control flow. So though both are quite opposite. So supercritical flow is also called upstream, and your subcritical flow is downstream control flow. If you see this diagram, so now when the water will flowing, okay, from upstream to downstream, again the some sudden jump is created. So now assume this is the depth, some y1, and this depth is y2. So this is the after the depth. after the jump. Okay, now I'm not talking the at this subcritical section. I'm talking in this supercritical section. So this is the water level depth. This is the, I'm thinking this is the y1, and this, so water rise or sudden jump has been takes place. So in this condition, this depth is y2 after the jump. So this is called your hydraulic jump. So in this condition, okay, now this is the high velocity. Again, the water will reduce its velocity. So this is called your subcritical section. Don't confuse. So change in the loss when this water will moving from the upstreams to downstream, and at the downstream the velocity is increased or supercritical. Again, from supercritical to subcritical flow has been takes place. So in this condition, the loss of energy takes place due to sudden change of flow from the supercritical to again subcritical. So in this condition, if you see this equation can be helpful to calculate this loss of energy. Same thing we discussed in your hydraulic jump. If you see this diagram, depth y1 and this is the depth y2, ratio of this y2 by y1. Okay, that is your subcritical by supercritical depths. So this is called your sequence depth ratio. This is case 1. Again, now y1 by y2. So we can write as y1 by the y2, like that your supercritical to subcritical. So these are the two sequence depth ratio we can write. So that's the same thing written here. The sequence depth ratio for a supercritical Froude number after the hydraulic jump. So this is y2 is upside, means the depth after the hydraulic jump. So y2 means this one. This is the what y2. So here subcritical by supercritical. Same thing written here, y2 by y1. So this is equation 1 by 2 into -1 plus root of 8 Froude number square plus 1. So in this condition, the supercritical Froude number always FR Froude number can be written in this equation. Again, the sequence depth ratio for a subcritical section. Subcritical means that y1 should be upside. So here that is the ratio of your super by subcritical. So y2 should be below. So this ratio can be written like this. And in this condition, the subcritical Froude number, this is. Summarizing the critical flow condition, this is the most important question asked in the ARS mains. So the at critical flow condition, specific energy is minimum for given discharge. At critical flow, the specific force should be also minimum, and discharge should be maximum, and Froude number should be 1, and the velocity head, that is called v square by the 2g, is the of the hydraulic depth, and velocity of the flow in a channel of a small slope with uniform distribution is equal to the celerity of small gravity wave in the shallow water caused by the local disturbances. So we know that this c is root of the gd. So this c the meaning of this, and the summary of this, all the supercritical, subcritical and critical depths velocity Froude number given in this table. So from the sequence depth ratio equation, substituting the Froude number values equals to 1, less than 1 and more than the 1 in subcritical and supercritical flow conditions, and these sequence depth ratios values were calculated for best understanding waves. So these are the examples given in this slide. And next one is your specific force. Like your specific energy, the similar way that we can write the specific force. The specific force is defined as that the specific force is minimum for a given discharge. Same thing. Whereas the specific energy, the specific energy is minimum for a given discharge. So this specific force, also called as a momentum flux, a total force or force of stream. So this specific force can be written in this equation, where h is your vertical distance of your centroid, the cross section from this channel free surface h, and a is the cross sectional area, and f is the specific force. The what type of questions can be asked? Either one is a definition, and second thing, in the case of your for given specific energy, there are two depths. One is your at upstream, one is at lower or downstream. That is called your alternate depth. Similar way, in this specific force diagram, in the x-axis specific force is taken, in y-axis depth is taken. Same thing for given specific force, there are two possible depths are there. Those depths are called your consecutive depths or sequence depths. At one is at subcritical section, one is supercritical section, are having the same specific force is known as your sequence depth of or your consecutive depths. These are the most important questions they will ask in the examination. Don't confuse. This sequence depth will take place in the specific force. Alternate depths will take place in the specific energy. So these are the some of the examples from the different sources.